and today's video we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite topic, DAM drop. Now, I see the posts on Facebook, I see the posts on Instagram, I see posts everywhere. Oh, my DAM dropped on the car, and is my car gonna blow up? Is everything okay? There's feedback knock, fine knock. Oh man, like everyone's panicking, but I'm here to tell you guys, don't worry. DAM drop, it's normal. The older model drive-by cable function off ECU that is 16-bit, and in the 16-bit ECU, your DAM can be anywhere from 0 to 16. The newer throttle bodies, the electronic throttle bodies, they call them drive-by wire. Essentially, the ECUs for those Subarus function on a 32-bit ECU, but they output a DAM parameter between 0 and 1. 0 is, I've never seen anybody's DAM hit 0, but 1 is preferred. Let's say your DAM is 0.5. Your boost threshold target is, let's say, 20 psi. So if your DAM hits 0.5, you're likely to see a boost threshold of half that. So think about it like that. It should be easier to visualize. The misconception with the dynamic multiplier DAM is people think, oh man, something catastrophic is happening with the car. It's really a safety parameter for the car, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, and it's common with off-the-shelf tunes, and I'm gonna explain why you see it more often with off-the-shelf tunes. Subaru essentially uses 3 parameters to manage knock control. So knock, you can kind of think of it as, well, they call it really pre-detonation, but really what it is when you inject fuel into the cylinder and it essentially ignites before it's supposed to, and it causes this disruption in the combustion cycle. So with that out of the way, the 3 parameters that Subaru uses is DAM, the dynamic multiplier, feedback knock, which is essentially the immediate experience pre-detonation that the car responds to. So you have knock sensors on the car, mostly everyone knows this, and so that's the immediate response. And then the fine knock is the learn knock throughout. So what you'll see is you might do a really hard pull and the knock sensors might pick up knock, and then you might not see fine knock because, again, these sensors are really sensitive and they do pick up outside noise, like on off-the-shelf tunes, you know, OTS maps, which essentially are prefabricated ECU calibrations that you can buy for the car. You see a lot of feedback knock, especially when you run the AC or you're running the car hard, and it's because those parameters are set much lower as a pro tuner would. So let me kind of explain more on that. A pro tuner, they're a little bit more confident, as let's say if you buy a Cobb off-the-shelf tune that are preloaded on the Cobb access port, and they kind of understand the mods, they know what the limitations of that setup might be, and so they're able to calibrate more precisely than, let's say, a pre-manufactured tune. So the pre-manufactured tune is kind of a wider parameter, so they try to cater to multiple different climates, altitudes, and so it's very sensitive, so it's super conservative. So that's why a lot of people who are running off-the-shelf tunes or the preloaded maps from the Cobb access port, they experience more DAM drops or more feedback and fine knock learn events. This is kind of a weird notion, but not a lot of people do it. But essentially, if you're somebody who's just getting into the Subaru field and you're buying an access port, what you should do just as a test is just install the access port and run the stage 0 map, which is essentially the stock tune, but you're able to piggyback off the ECU and monitor all the parameters. You'll actually see that your DAM does drop throughout you driving the car, and you just don't see it. You might feel it, like on some hotter days you might feel like the car is sluggish, and that's because of the dynamic multiplier drop. And the other major thing that we also don't have a full perspective on is the octane. So these ECUs, these cars are always trying to advance timing, and they love fuel, and that's why they respond so well to ethanol, because the ethanol burns cooler. You're able to push more timing, but because of its properties, you're able to drop the intake air temperatures and the exhaust manifold temperatures because of that cooler burn property. And so as a result, you have fewer knock learn events. You're less likely to have pre-detonation or knock. So that's kind of a little tidbit there. If you guys want to experiment with that, and you are stock and you have no mods, you can actually run that experiment for yourself and see that. I think it would be really helpful. A lot of people like to say that off-the-shelf tunes are trash and your car is gonna blow up. I don't believe that. I mean, the Cobb engineers are extremely intelligent or extremely smart and have done a ton of research. If they can reverse engineer an ECU and create a piggyback in order to modify the parameters, essentially jailbreaking or decoding the ECU, and to allow us to do what we're doing now, I think they're pretty smart, and I don't think they would intentionally make maps to blow your car up. There's a lot of other factors that lead to your car blowing up, and I wouldn't say it's the off-the-shelf tune. Granted, the off-the-shelf tunes that come in the Cobb access port, or even the ones you buy from tuners, they're not ideal because they're not specific to your car, your region, and the mods that you're running. I would always suggest a Pro Tune. And the reason for that is because it allows you not only to maximize the benefits of the mods that you have on your car, but it also allows you to have less of these dam drops and feedback knock and FIDE knock events. So for me, I have a Pro Tune. I've been running a Pro Tune on this car for quite some time, and what really prompted this video is because I actually had a dam drop, and that's very uncommon in a Pro Tune, which again made me think, why am I getting dam drop? So I thought maybe it's the gas. I got bad fuel at some point, or maybe it wasn't the correct octane, but I know I'm monitoring my octane levels because I run ethanol and I have a flex fuel sensor. Don't tell the EPA, but the thought just said, okay, maybe something's wrong. And I know a lot of times what it can be is the spark plugs, or maybe something is wrong with a sensor, it's not getting the proper air. I know my AFRs, my air fuel ratio, has been kind of strange lately, and it's probably because it needs servicing, which is what I'm doing right now. Brought the car home, I took a deep dive, and I found out I had a pretty major boost leak, which I fixed. And the dam still took some time to come back up, but then it went back down. So I said, okay, I might have another problem. Well, come to find out, my cam position sensors are faulty. Well, specifically the gasket is leaking, which I don't even know how that's possible, but I do remember I took them out at one point because I was doing a clutch replacement and I started getting a bunch of codes, so I took them out, but working to change that out. What did we learn so far? So one of the things we learned about octane, we learned about fine knock and feedback knock. So one thing that helps a lot with dam drop is sometimes you just have a boost leak. Sometimes there's something wrong with the car. Not necessarily catastrophic, but sometimes the car just isn't working the way it should. So it could be your spark plugs. That's a big thing that I see. It could be the fact that if you're not running an AOS, an air oil separator, likely that's affecting your octane. Oil vapors will get into your cylinders and mix with the fuel in there, and oil doesn't really burn that well, so it kind of tones down your octane a bit. And there's only about 10% ethanol in pump gas anyways, so try using an octane booster. That helps really well sometimes. And the other option that I would say is run a 91 map but pump 93 in there. And if you don't have, I know in some regions people only have 91, that's why there's a 91 octane fuel map. Just run an octane booster, that helps a lot. Some other options I would say is maybe clean your air filter, clean your sensors, see if that improves the issue. But the really big thing is really gonna be getting a Pro Tune, because the Pro Tune will ensure that the sensitivity and the parameters for feedback and fine knock are dialed in, so they're not over conservative. And the other portion is you're going to have an accurate calibration for your car, and it's going to ensure that your car is running at peak performance level. So octane, Pro Tune, those are the two main ways that you're going to prevent from seeing a lot of dam drop. And also, I just want to say, when you have octane affecting dam drop, you're also going to have the ignition timing getting pulled constantly, because the car is trying to be safe and not blow itself up. So guys, with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm really happy I was able to make this video. It took me a while to kind of fully understand what dam is, and throughout the time of owning this car, it's kind of been a big focal point for a lot of people, but it's the truth. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you, and if you made it this far in the video, you're a superstar, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.